What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for December 1st, 2024. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to an Eagles game day edition of the podcast. More on the Eagles here in a minute, but let's get into a few quick housekeeping notes. First, be sure to follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mott on Twitter and TikTok. On Instagram, at PhillyJimbo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mott. Like, subscribe, spread the word. Continue. If you're enjoying it, likely someone else in your circle will as well. Got a lot going on this month. Continuing our gift and food drive. Going to head over to Target today to buy the gift cards so I can give them tomorrow. We were able to raise enough money to buy $500 worth of gift cards that will be donated to the Maddie Ann Dixon Community Cupboard. There's still time to give, though. We're starting the reverse advent calendar today. I'll explain more on that in a minute. If you want to participate, it's a good thing to do with the kids. We do it. I'm going to buy some of the things for our house today and let the kids kind of start putting it in a pile. We have a little drawer where they pull out and whatnot. If you want the full list, excuse me, let me know and I can get that over to you. If you just want to donate, that's fine too. The GoFundMe, the link is in the description. If you want to send stuff via Amazon to me, that's fine too. Hit me up for that. You can send the things directly to the Maddie Ann Dixon Community Cupboard. Just be sure to let them know it's part of the This Day in Philly Sports History food drive. All right, so the reverse advent calendar. I got this idea a few years ago, and we've done it with our kids. They seem to like it. It's a good lesson for them on how to give and just to show gratitude and things like that. But each day for the next 14 days, I'll give you an item. That's the item for donation. All of the items are specific requests from the Maddie Ann Dixon Community Cupboard in an effort to help their families and our neighbors and our friends enjoy the holiday season. So today's item is boxes of hot chocolate so they can kind of sit around, enjoy the holidays with the gifts that they're going to be able to purchase with the gift cards. But today's reverse advent calendar gift are hot chocolate, I guess the little packets, Swiss Miss or whatever brand. So if you are participating, that's today's item, hot chocolate. Again, I'm going over to Target today to buy the gift cards, donating them tomorrow. Thank you to everyone who donated it. We were able to just blow last year's number out of the water. So $500 worth of gift cards, and it's a testament to you guys. Thank you. I'm super excited to be able to give them over to the Maddie Ann Dixon Community Cupboard tomorrow. But incredible. You guys are the best. It's I am so grateful for all of you. So thank you. But let's keep it rolling. We got another 2 weeks here of donations, whether it's food, the supplies they need, all of that. Again, if you need the actual list for the reverse advent calendar, let me know and I can shoot that over for you. But it's a good thing to do, like I said, with the kids. It gets them involved in giving and show the importance of helping people out, especially when you have the means to do it. So again, thank you. But today's reverse advent calendar item of the day is hot chocolate. And then last year we did, I did the 25 days of kindness, and one of those things too, I'm going to do this with the kids, and some of these are free to do. Some of them, it might cost a little bit, but not much. But each day there's going to be something that you can do to show somebody in your circle kindness. And today it's very, very simple. Just compliment someone. Whether it's a stranger, someone in your family, just give them a compliment and a smile. Hey, your hair looks nice. I like your outfit. That was awesome the way you did this. I appreciate you. Whatever you got to do. But today's 25 days act of kindness is just give someone a compliment. It's small, but it goes a long way in helping make someone's day. So as we go through the month of December, we're going to do the 25 days of kindness, little simple things you can do to make someone's day. the reverse advent calendar. Today it's hot chocolate. One of the more exciting things we do here on the podcast. So my favorite time of the year, and I love giving. I am beyond excited to go over there tomorrow and donate those gift cards. So thank you again. Still not too late. All the proceeds will benefit the Maddie N. Dixon Community Cupboard. I even covered the administrative costs on the GoFundMe. So everything that we got donated through the GoFundMe, 100% of that is going to the Maddie N. Dixon, because GoFundMe takes like a processing fee or whatever, but I covered the cost of that, so it's all 100% is going to be donated. So I am thrilled for that. And again, if you already donated, thank you. If you haven't yet, there's still plenty of ways to do it. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. But I am pumped. All right, now to the sports. And it was a good day for our Philly teams yesterday. Start with the Sixers. 111-96, got the win over Detroit. One of those games they should have won. Tyrese Maxey scored 28. Paul George only had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, but the offense seemed to flow better with him in there. They had a good rhythm going. So hopefully as he starts getting his sea legs, and Maxey and McCain and those guys will start playing off of him. McCain struggled a little bit yesterday coming off the bench. I know he was used to starting, but it's kind of one of those things. But I think he'll come around. He's a rookie, so he's going to have the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. He's definitely in one of those ebbs right now. But I think without Joe, not knowing when or if he's coming back, I've seen all kinds of crazy reports from doctors that he's never going to be 100% healthy, that this might be something that they're going to have to manage his playing time throughout his career. I don't know, but I do think the building blocks are in place if they can just get some consistent runs together. That's the issue. With all the injuries, they have not been able to get any type of consistency throughout this season. And again, I've gone on record in saying this, and I'll say it again. I'm not opposed to shutting Joe down for the season and just start off fresh next year. But good win for the Sixers. Lots to build on. Again, I mean, it worked for the Spurs, so why not try to see what we can do here? Maybe that's deep down in. Maybe that's what their plan is. Who knows? But Sixers 111-96 over the Pistons. Tyrese Maxey leading the way with 28 points. And then off to the Flyers. Good win for them. They are certifiably hot. 3-2 win over the Blues in overtime. Matvei Michkov with the overtime goal. The Blues, the Flyers played well this entire game. I was able to actually catch some of this, and gave up the tying goal with 20 seconds left in the third. And then Matvei Michkov said, no. And Michkovmania ran wild. 28 seconds into overtime, he hit the game winner. He also added an assist. And I don't know. This is third overtime goal of the season, game winner. And they've won 3 in a row now. And I don't know. Michkov is turning into a very clutch player, which is going to be huge. And the dude's only 19. So Michkovmania is 100% running wild in Philadelphia. And I am all here for it. So good win for the Flyers, 3-2 overtime win. They continue to start building. And I was reading an article today in the Inquirer. They're starting to get their sort of identity together, which I love. So let's continue to do it, and let's go. Michkovmania is running wild. All right. Be sure to check out my boys over at the Clashing Conferences podcast. That's available wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. Doing a lot of great things over there. It's definitely worth a listen. And then do some holiday shopping today. Go to phillygoat.com. It's Small Business Saturday. It was yesterday, but hey, help support them any way you can. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order. They got the coolers. They have coffee, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, you name it, they got it. So go to phillygoat.com and check out their site. They have a ton of cool things on there. I know one of my friends who went to St. Joe's Prep. They have St. Joe's Prep hats on there. So go check it out. You won't be disappointed, and be sure to use that promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off of your order. But it is Eagles game day, and the line has held steady pretty much all week at the Eagles getting 3. The over-under is 51. I think that might be a tad bit high. I know what the odds makers are thinking, but I think that's very high, but more on that in a minute. Johnny Wilson apparently is out. He's been getting some playing time and getting some targets from Jalen, so that's going to hurt. So I need to see Jahan Dotson. I almost called him Santana Dotson. Jahan Dotson, I need to see him step up and get some looks today. Devontae's still listed as questionable, but this morning before I came on to record, Ian Rappaport was reporting that he might try to give it a go and work out this morning, but they're not optimistic. The Eagles aren't optimistic that he's going to play today. So we'll see how that goes. And that's going to be a huge loss because I think that's an area that you could exploit on this Ravens team. All right, before we get into the 3 keys, it's officially that time of the year where we can start scoreboard watching, and lots of games with major impacts for the Eagles. First, we've got to be rooting for the Titans today over the Commanders. We're going to probably root for the Cardinals over the Vikings just to kind of get some of that space in case Detroit slips up, because Detroit's schedule coming up is going to be hard. Rooting for the Bills over the Niners for no other reason than to just kind of start putting the nails in the Niners' coffin. And I know they're kind of going through injuries and the Super Bowl hangover and all that other good stuff, but they've slowly turned into one of our bigger rivals. So I'm okay with putting the nails in the coffin. We need the Panthers to upset the Buccaneers. If there is one team I do not want to face because of the way that Todd Bowles is able to scheme against Jalen Hurts, that's the Buccaneers. So we want them to lose. And then obviously the Falcons over the Chargers to help kind of move them up the standings. I don't think they're as good, and truthfully the Eagles should have beaten them anyway. But that's who we're rooting for today. Let's recap yesterday's question of the day before we get into the 3 keys. And I asked you, are the Eagles a top 3 team in the NFL? 89% of you said yes. I think you certainly can make the argument if they're not 3, they're 4, no worse than 5. But thank you for everyone who participated in the question of the day. It's game day, so you know what today's question is going to be, but that will be coming here in a minute. All right, so let's look at these 3 keys. And I think the first one is the most obvious. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, they're going to get theirs. They are both MVP caliber players. They're going to get theirs. You got to try to contain them, though, and be smart and limit the big plays. That means wrapping up. That means tackling. That means keeping Lamar Jackson from getting to the outside and breaking runs. And then at the same time, not giving up the middle of the field if you're collapsing the pocket. So I've said it every game this year, but you got to do your job. If your job is to contain, you need to contain. And I think Jalen Carter has been doing a great job of that. Like, his job is to take those double teams. So like guys like Milton Williams are going to have to step up. I don't know if any of the new guys are going to play, but we need Jordan Davis. You're going to have to step up. I think Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean are going to continue to have to play at a high level. And I think stay home and wrap up. Like, this is not one of those games where we can go back to where we were earlier in the season and not tackle. And again, that's a tough task. I mean, not many teams have been able to contain Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And I'm not saying you got to shut them down. Just contain them, limit the big plays, and I think the Eagles will be all right. I'm very excited to see it. I mean, it's number 1 offense versus number 1 defense. We've seen matchups like this all the time, and whichever team wants it the most is what's going to get it. So I think just contain them. Just limit it. Limit the big plays, and I think the Eagles will be fine. Second key, the Ravens have a pretty decent front 4 and are pretty good against the run. I need Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni to stick with the run. It might be tough going in the beginning, but we've seen it while they're on this 7-game winning streak that Saquon they bottle him up. He comes close to breaking one. And then as the game wears on, the offensive line wears down that defense. So that's what I need to see. Don't give up on the run early if it's not working, or if you get down 7, 10, even 14 points. Don't abandon the run, because you're going to need it later in the game. Jalen's going to have to be good, though. I mean, they are going to key on the run. Don't abandon it, but Jalen's got to be smart. Jalen has to use his legs as a weapon as well. And don't stray from the run, though. Keep with it. Let them wear the offensive line, wear the defense down. And, I mean, I think you can exploit the secondary a little bit for the Ravens. That's why I think a lot's going to fall on Jalen's shoulders. And I think we need him to look confident and poised back there, and not get too nervous and just let whatever chaos is happening affect him. But I think that's the key. Stick to the run and don't give up on it if it doesn't work early. We've seen it, and then second half, Saquon just runs wild. So don't give up on the run. But going back to Jalen, that leads into our third key, and I think this works on both sides of the ball. We need to have success in the red zone. When we're in the red zone on offense, we need touchdowns, not field goals. And that comes down to Dallas Goedert, Jahan Dotson, A.J. Brown, being smart with the play calling. I think that's going to be key. This figures to be a close game. The Ravens and Eagles always play close game. The only blowout in recent memory I can remember, and it's not even that recent anymore, was back in 2008 when McNabb got benched. These teams always play low-scoring games, I think, within a touchdown. So anytime you got a chance to score points, you're going to have to. And I think you need to hold the Ravens to field goals as much as possible, and know that they're going to kick some long ones. They have one of the best kickers of all time. So just know that you got to keep them out of the end zone, but you have to get in the end zone yourself. And I know that sounds very elementary and very like, yeah, that's the point of the game. But I think in a game that figures to be a close one, you have to take advantage of your opportunity. So you need to have success in the red zone, both offensively and defensively. That means scoring touchdowns and keeping the Ravens out of the end zone. So those are the three keys. Limit the big playability of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Know that they're going to get theirs, but keep it at a minimum and make sure you tackle. Like, that's going to be the key. Don't let these guys break 3, 4, 5 tackles on a play. Stick with the run, even if it's not working early, because there's a good chance that the Ravens are going to shut Saquon down early, but don't give up on it. And then have success in the red zone, scoring points, not giving up points. All right, so where are we going with our pick for today? And I don't know. I feel as though this is... Everybody's talking about this as a possible Super Bowl preview. Everybody's talking about this as a matchup of the two best, a measuring stick game. And I think a lot of that's for the fans. I don't know if the Eagles players are buying into all of that. And again, at least publicly, Sirianni said, he was like, I'm not looking at that. It's just a game for us. If I get 2 up for one game or one team versus the other, I'm not doing my job as a coach. And I think during this 7-game stretch, he's had them focused and ready to play. And we talked about Zach Bond being mic'd up and being so ecstatic that he put their trust in the players and they wanted to go out and deliver for him. I don't think they're going to be too high or too low for this game. I think they're going to be locked in to beating the Ravens. Now, I could see this going. Could I see this being an Eagles blowout? Yes. Could I see the Eagles getting blown out? Yes. But likely this is going to be a close game. Like I said, I think, and I don't know the exact numbers, but I looked through maybe the last 5, 6, 7 meetings, and really the only game going back even to 2004 that was not under 7 points was that 2008 game. So historically, the numbers say this is going to be a close game within a touchdown. And Eagles are getting 3 in this. I don't see this team, like they've really put it together after that Tampa game. And I really don't see this team getting blown out. I don't know if they're going to win this game, but Give me the 3 points. Give me the Eagles plus the 3. Going back to that, like I said, this game, usually they're 5 points or less. So give me the Eagles plus 3. I'm not sure if they're going to win, but let's go. It's going to be prime must-see TV. I cannot wait for this. So the official bet will take the Eagles plus 3. And honestly, my lean is the under. I think 51 is a high number. I don't want to make that official, but we're 6-5 on our bets. Let's make it 7-5. Let's hope the Eagles move to 10-2 and just continue to roll toward that number 1 seed and the playoffs. But those are the 3 keys. Our official pick, Eagles plus 3. And then hit me up on the Back to the Future voice and text line 267-495-8531. And let me know, who do you got? Eagles, Ravens today. Like I said, I'm going Eagles plus 3. I think somehow they pull this game out. I do think they're going to lose another game somewhere down the road. I just don't see it today. I think Saquon has played well in the big games when the Eagles have needed him the most. Jalen Hurts is a big-time player when the lights are the brightest. I think there's only 3 afternoon games today, so basically the entire country is going to be watching this game. I think you're going to see the Eagles come out and ball out. So give me the Eagles plus 3. Let me know your thoughts on the Back to the Future voice and text line. All right, today we're going back to 2002. And on this day in 2002, the Eagles won 10-3 over the St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf. This was the year that McNabb was out with a broken leg. The week before, Coy Detmer dislocated his elbow, and it was A.J. Philly, and it was no problem. This was all about the defense, though. Both quarterbacks struggled to a certain point, but A.J. Philly kept the Eagles afloat. But the Eagles defense forced 5 turnovers, had 8 sacks on Kurt Warner. Bobby Taylor took a 23-yard interception return for a touchdown in the first quarter, and that was all the Eagles needed. 0 points were scored in the second half, and I was in attendance, and it was still one of the best games I've ever been to where we've seen 13 points. And I know that's hard to say usually, but it was just once Bobby Taylor took that in, the crowd was nuts, and then we just kind of carried that momentum through and through. But the defense was just outstanding. Held Kurt Warner to 218 yards, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Held Marshall Faulk to 29 rushing yards. Remember, this was the greatest show on turf. The team that won in 99 just lost to the Patriots the year before. And I think at that point, we all began to believe, like, no McNabb, no Coy Detmer. Could this team actually be the 1 seed? Sure enough, they got the 1 seed. This was the Tampa Bay year. But unfortunately, it just was not meant to be. But on this day in 2002, Eagles beat the Rams, the greatest show on turf, 10-3 down at the Vet. No McNabb, no Coy Detmer. A.J. Philly held it down, and the defense stepped up in a big way, scoring the Eagles' only touchdown, sacking Kurt Warner 8 times, forcing 5 turnovers, and just exerting their dominance. Would love to see a defensive performance like that today out of the Eagles. All right, and then finally today, got a lot going on in December. I told you that. But our Philly Sports Advent Calendar, you got to keep it. It's a Philly Sports History podcast. You got to have something Philly sports to give the people. So we're going to talk about forgotten teams that you either forgot played in Philly or never even knew existed in Philly. And today, we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Firebirds. Philadelphia Firebirds were a minor league hockey team from 74 to 79. They played in the NAHL, which later became the AHL. They were a Flyers affiliate through 1977. They also were an affiliate of the Washington Capitals and the Atlanta Flames, who are now in Calgary. They played at the old Philadelphia Civic Center. They won the Lockhart Cup, which was the championship for the NAHL back in 75-76. They moved to Syracuse in 79-80. And throughout their 6 seasons, they finished up that last year in Syracuse, but throughout their 6 seasons, they made the playoffs 5 times, winning 1 championship. Now, some of you out there, here's a little bonus advent for you today. Some of you might say, well, wait a minute, I thought the Firebirds were a women's professional football team in Philly. They were. That was the name of the women's football team for, I forget what league it was in, but they played for a year or two here in Philly. But today, it's all about the Philadelphia Firebirds. That's my advent calendar gift to you. Minor league hockey team that was an affiliate of the Flyers through 1977, played at the old Civic Center, and won the championship in the 75-76 season. Philadelphia Firebirds. I like it. But that's your advent calendar forgotten team of the day. On this day in 2002, Eagles beat the Rams 10-3, completely shutting down the greatest show on turf. We got the Eagles +3 today. What are you thinking of? Give me your thoughts on this game and what you're thinking on the Back to the Future voice and text line 267-495-8531. That'll get you in. But to me, the three keys: limit what Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson do to you. Stick with the run. Even if it's not working early, you're going to wear that team down. And then just have success in the red zone, both offensively and defensively. Channel your inner 2002 Eagles defense today and just shut down the number one offense just like they did back in 2002. I will take it. I'm pumped for this. But be sure to donate if you want more information on the reverse advent calendar items. Let me know. I can shoot that over for you, but it is something fun to do with the kids. Still time to donate. All of the information is in the description, but it's Eagles game day. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for December 1st, 2024. My name is Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Sunday, and until next time, go Birds.